This is my review for The Good Liar. It stars Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen. Those are the main two people that it stars. It's directed by Bill Condon. He directed Beauty and the Beast, the remake. He directed Dreamgirls. He directed Chicago. He directed a lot of movies, wow. And he also directed Twilight, Breaking Dawn as well. Part 1 and Part 2. And The Greatest Showman he directed as well. The other person that stars is Jim Carter. And if you know him, he is from Downton Abbey. I forgot the guy. He plays Mr. Carson. That's his name. He plays Mr. Carson in Downton Abbey. There's another guy in here, Russell Tovey. He hasn't really been in much, but he did a pretty good job as well. The movie itself is basically about Helen Mirren's character, who is Betty, and Betty meets Roy online. They're both older individuals. They're dating online. They meet each other. They meet in person. Betty grows very fond of Ian McKellen's character, who is Roy. They go on many dates. They hang out. Eventually, he moves in with her because she feels bad for him. Roy is a con man. He's conning other people. Then he decides to con Betty as well, because Betty has like $2.7 million in assets or something like that. Like, she has a lot of money. And he comes to find out she has a lot of money. So his partner, Jim Carter's character, Vincent, they're like, oh, let's con this lady, blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and... so that's mainly what the movie's about, is him being a con man, trying to get over on not only other people, but her, trying to get over on her. They portrayed it as him falling for her, like him having feelings for her going into the movie, but I didn't get that from the movie. I didn't get that vibe from the movie that he actually had feelings for her. It seemed like he just really didn't care the whole time. Like, he was really just trying to, like, he never cared about her at all from what I got, which made it better to me, because if he fell for her and stuff, then I'd be like, oh, okay, that's kind of typical. But like, he really just didn't kind of care. He was just like, yo, like, everything I'm saying and doing is because, like, I'm trying to get over on you, but you don't know that. The movie itself, I knew it was going to be good because of Jim Carter, Helen Mirren, and Ian McKellen. Like, I love them. If you don't know who those people are, then I don't know. Like, you should know that off the top of your head. But Ian McKellen's obviously the original Magneto. I think he was in Lord of the Rings as well. I think he played, I don't watch much Lord of the Rings, but I know he's the original Magneto. And I love him. And Ian McKellen is great. Helen Mirren, I love her. She's great. Jim Carter, I've only seen Downton Abbey, the movie, and I love him. He's great. But I knew that they could do a good job acting. I knew that the writing would be good. The movie itself was very interesting. I was trying to figure out, like, where this is going. I thought I had it all figured out. But this is one of those movies where it's like, we're going to take the typical thing that you would assume is happening, and we're going to just elaborate on it and make it extremely extra. But it wasn't out of left field. Like, it like all made sense. I'm like, this is great. And one thing I will say about the movie is, when people do things in movies, like stuff that happens to other people, like say something illegal or something like that, and you're like, this person should have got caught. Like, there's no way they got away with this. One thing this movie does well is everything that they do that you would think that they would get caught for, it's an explanation, or it's set up in a way where they don't get caught, but you know why they didn't get caught, because they set it up in a way where, like, there's no way they could have got caught. So they did a good job with that. I appreciate that. Definitely, there's like I said, there's a few twists in the movie that are very good. I enjoy the twist. They got me with a lot of them. Like, some of them I thought was obvious, but it wasn't. They flipped it on, and that's kind of how I would be. Like, I would give you an obvious twist, but flip it and spin it a little bit. This movie is more, I think it's rated R. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it had to be, because there's stuff in this movie I didn't expect to see. Because, like, once you're old enough like, you don't really notice when movies are rated R. You just go see them, and I'm just like, oh. But there's decent amounts. It's not overly done. Is it? Nah. There's decent amounts of violence in the movie that I wouldn't have expected from these. I'm like, whoa, like, this is a lot. Like, certain elements I expected, but there's decent amounts of violence that I was like, these old people getting to it out here. Like, maybe there really is old people out here. Like, I already know there's old people out here struggling on the online dating tip. I know they're out here with the lying about certain things. I know he touched on that a lot. But I don't know if these old people really out here giving people to work like this with this violence. I don't know what's going on. But The Good Liar was definitely a see it. I enjoyed it a lot. My theater that I was in, the audience, they enjoyed it. It was me and a bunch of people that are probably Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen's age. Like, it was just me and a bunch of people. I don't know. All their best friends are in there or something. I don't know. But definitely to see it. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you guys so much for your continued time and support. Don't forget to like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe to be eligible for the giveaway. Thank you guys so much.